Okay, here's the gold update. I got in at 1950 on gold a couple of years ago, and I'm still waiting for this thing to hit $3,000 an ounce. I'm just wondering if I should cut my losses and get out here and, just watch it take off, go up without me. It's been a long time of waiting for this opportunity here, I thought, but I think I've almost blown up the account. But I do want to buy at 1200 if we go there, because I'm thinking that's even better than where we're at now. Right? I mean, just in the context of everything, doesn't it seem like a great price? Okay, so it's a 4-hour chart, and I'm just doing crude analysis because that's my my tagline is simpleton. Got to keep it simple, stupid. I think wasn't there a KISS trading program before the clouds came and before the Gartley patterns? I have not heard of a Gartley pattern in my whole life until I went back on the intranet. So just do a trend line analysis here. Kind of crude, kind of crazy, but there's a lot of good times to start buying gold here. I think I will hold on in my position. I think we're going to go $3,500, $5,000 an ounce in about 3 years. They're just going to blow everything up. The whole world's going to come to an end, and you'll be walking around with bags of gold, and you'd just be like, man, this is heavy. Should have got a Bitcoin, huh? A little lighter. Of course, my Bitcoin, I lost on my thumb drive. I think I'm down about $500,000 on that one. Yikes. But here, the candle is on, candle's off. This is my favorite, wax on, wax off. Just look how that entry window on the wicks there. I think I'm going to come up with a new trading program called Wick Trader. And you're just going to enter on the wick there, low entry, best price, market maker, stop out. They do the spike stuff here. Look at this. Look at this just amazing entry here. Come on, is it getting better than that? Just do the old, this 4-hour chart gold. Here's your, let's do a little wax on, wax off. Look at that. Premium. But yeah, I'm kind of a slob trader. I just throw in these lines here willy-nilly. Don't care about much. Okay, here's the bottom. And then let's go to the daily, see what the stories are there. Kind of the same story, different day, right? Certainly premium entry here at 1200. That is not Fibonacci. That is just $1,200 right there. Wick. I got 25 pip handles in here. Not 25 pip. Sorry, all you gold bugs. $25. Don't dare you say pips when you're looking at a gold chart. I know how that is. But this is $25 just because, this is how these, that's how the market makers are looking at it. People that trade big, they're not looking at these prices that people have entries that are like they drilled down to the penny on the entry. Really? Look at this entry here at 25 pips. Of course, the spread's going to be a little bit, you're going to have to pay a little bit above that handle, I think, as a spread. But look at these premium entries here. You know exactly what you're risking all day long. You don't have that 1.618 in your brain torturing you thinking, oh, it didn't hit my expectation. Yeah, I know, because it's the Fibonacci's a joke. I know I probably pissed off a bunch of Fibonacci people and they'll show me all the chart patterns, but I've been trading 20 years. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a joke. Okay, market is its own Fibonacci. Just take a look at it there. Come on. Okay, go to the weekly. Look how it respects the 100 pip handles. These are 25 pip handles. Look at this come back to the 50 pip handle. Sorry, I keep saying pips. $50, whatever, pips, dollars, points, whatever you want to call it. Look at this at the 25. Look at the top bottom at the 25 weekly. Okay, so yeah, I'm bullish on gold. Of course, I got in up here, because I'm not the best trader in the world. I got 1900 an ounce. Of course, turn on the Wickerator. We tagged that 1900. That's right where I bought. Because they were talking, I heard them saying stuff like, well, we're going to 3,000 an ounce. I know, because somebody drew a trend line back here, I think. This is where all went terribly wrong. And then this bottom became a top here on the weekly, and then, it rolled over. God, I can't believe markets do this over and over again. Like, when are people going to learn, huh? But of course, you didn't have to. When you saw William Defoe on TV, when you saw these people from like Knots Landing selling gold on TV, I think that was your sell signal right there, right? Certainly, you must have lightened your load there. Look at this triple top up here on gold. So triple top, just right at that 25. Never made it to the 1800. Of course, at 1275, you know, don't even need these trend lines on here. Come on. You don't need it, man. Look at this stuff. Okay, it's $25. Okay, you had $25 stop on that. Then total collapseville, go back to wax off, and then here, look at this 1600 major top bottom pivot there. Okay, that goes into collapseville. You know, goes down this rabbit hole here, takes out major support in here. Okay, so we're down here now, but yeah, definitely getting ripe. I'm buying all the way to China. The Chinese are buying all the way to China, I think, on this one. But yeah, definitely going to get in a little light here. There was a nice little bounce there. I made some recommendation that I didn't even charge for. Some guy was razzing me about hindsight's 2020. I gave him the best trade recommendation I could probably come up with, and that was to buy into the cleft of this undercut here, to buy as it breaks this, to start buying. Okay, now that was a killer scalp. We actually, if you go to the daily, we'll just switch this to daily. Why torture yourself? Okay, so here was the trade. Was to buy all the way from here all the way down with a stop down here. I told them put a stop here and start buying from here all the way down. Now, if he'd done that, if he had bought from this hole that we had to fill, he would have scalped into this, got 100% retracement, banked. Then if he had more pendings down here, he got in down here, and he banked. Okay. You know, I'm not a long-term trader, so long-term traders are accumulating positions here, of course, right? But here's the trade, and here's the technique. You buy low, you sell high. You buy low, you sell high. Now, you could sell here, too. And for the guys that are going to, the trend traders are going to enjoy that ride down. I'm a little scared to be buying here. I mean, I really would be frightened, seeing as how, where we're at in the big picture. Seems a little ridiculous to be buying down here, but, I mean, selling here into this, this Mondo Cane, I don't know, this is bad data back here. Oh, look at that. Wow. Man. And they said it couldn't happen here. Oh, all the bulls, poor things. But you know, that's why they call it going long. I was watching a video on a site, and this lady was explaining long and short. And it's long because it takes a long time to go up, but it takes a short time to go down. And that's why they call it shorting the market. Of course, this breaks that rule. Of course, I'm sure some other instrument was probably tanking like crazy there, like the United States dollar. This is 2007. Here's the big crash. Here's the top bottom here. This is a classic here. Certainly got certainly a buyer at $715 an ounce, I must say. That's my entry. But yeah, let's just take a look at the 4-hour chart here as far as getting the best deal of the day. If I turn on the candles and then go to look at these spikes in here. These are some killer scalps in here. If you are placing pendings, just got to place those pendings. Here's news breaks out, comes down, retests there in a blink of an eye. You get filled here. You got your turn that off so you can see how much you're risking there. Okay, that's $25. So yeah, you could have made about what, $10 there on that craziness. You buy below this wick. You want to buy low, sell high. I know it sounds stupid, but that's how you make money if you're a buyer. And then you sell up here, and if you were a sell high, buy low guy, you would have sold up on this wick here, the breakout. And you break these breakouts. If you're going to wait for this candle to complete on the 4-hour, you're getting it so late. And maybe you do make money all the way to here, but why kill yourself, right? You know, let's go to the 1 hour and zoom out. Okay, so the 1 hour view, this is a juicy entry here. Uh, all this crazy spikeage here. Look at these 3 spikes here, and then kablamo up. So this guy sold up on the failure of this pivot, and he banked. So everybody got to win on Friday. Everybody was a winner if you played the right sides of the market at the right times. And even you could play both sides. But I think you have to be pretty nimble and mentally flexible to jump in and out of the market and change your opinion, your bias. And if you have a bias and you have an opinion, you're already kind of screwed, aren't you? Look at this triple top here. This stuff just jump out at you. Of course, this is not at any. This is at a. If you did $10 handles, and then it starts to get complicated. But look at that 1200. Wow, it just seems to be itching to stab into that. Maybe punch that out. Spike into that. Certainly be placing pennies down here deep. Of course, you have to scale. You have to think about how much you could risk there and where your stop would be. I think it's safe to put a stop down at 750, right? Or no, say put a stop down. And it's kind of funny. Like, well, where would you put your stop? I'm at 1100 on that one. So, actually, buying all up in here would be great. Just place buy limits here, and then have take profits connected to it with a stop at 1,000. I think you're pretty safe, right? I don't know your risk tolerance, of course. You know, if you're driving a Ferrari, maybe you don't even need to trade this. Maybe you could just put, just enjoy the low gas prices that you're experiencing right now and just, take a trip up north. You don't have to trade the markets. You don't have to make yourself miserable. But yeah, gold's definitely a fascinating situation here. Can't wait to see what happens. Kind of excited about the possible implications of it just tanking all the way to 1,000. I mean, that to me would be the most amazing situation to have happen, is have it just absolutely come all the way down.